Another Christmas is upon us, and I'm doing another top 10 list for my favorite Christmas movies. And the movies that I picked for my list are not going to be movies that just take place at the time of Christmas, like Trading Places, Die Hard, or Eyes Wide Shut, but movies that are centered around Christmas itself. Also, they are all feature films, not shorts and TV specials. And remember, this is a list of my personal favorites. This doesn't mean that they are critically the best, but just the ones that I like the most. Before I start with that list, I want to start with my favorite television Christmas specials. And two of these are not for the whole family, but targeted more at the adult audience. My first three are from my favorite sitcoms, and coming in number 3 is Married with Children's It's a Bundyful Life. And this is a 2-part episode where the late Sam Kinison makes his appearance as Al's guardian angel. At number 2 is The Simpsons, but not the episode you might think. Most people would think of the pilot episode of The Simpsons, but the one I like the most is Marge Be Not Proud. This is the episode where Bart gets caught shoplifting, and this is easily one of my all-time favorites. But my number 1 is the NewsRadio episode, Xmas Story. And this is the episode where Phil Hartman's character thinks that Santa Claus in the lobby is out to get him. And this is a very unconventional Christmas special, but one of the funniest that I've ever seen. And this is not a Christmas episode for the whole family, this is definitely more for adults. And if you want to search for it, it was the 10th episode from season 2. My top 3 Christmas specials is the Charlie Brown Christmas at number 3, followed by Rudolph for number 2 on my list, and with my number 1 special being The Grinch That Stole Christmas. And the worst Christmas special had to have been A Star Wars Christmas that aired in 1978, and this is a precursor to let you know that Jar Jar Binks was destined to be in episode 1. And before I do my top 10, I must at least mention what I feel is the worst Christmas movie ever. And even the late great Phil Hartman couldn't save this turkey. Jingle All the Way basically had the premise that if you didn't get your kid the perfect toy, he'll become a drunken loser. So what happens? He ends up getting the toy he wanted, and shortly after, he becomes Anakin Skywalker, kills almost all the Jedi, and ultimately becomes Darth Vader. Yeah, that worked out well. Now for my top 10 Christmas feature films. And at number 10 is The Family Man. And even though this movie did have a pretty weak ending, I thought the rest of the film was pretty good. And this is also one of the few movies that had some pretty good deleted scenes. So if you have the DVD, make sure you check them out. Coming in number 9 is The Ref. And this is the only movie on this list that is definitely not for the whole family. But I do like the angle this film takes for the holiday season. And this is the Christmas movie without the filter. And it definitely doesn't pull any punches. And at number 8 is The Santa Claus. And sure, they beat this series down with 2 subpar sequels, but the original movie was actually pretty good. Number 7 on this list was a very nice take on the original version of A Christmas Carol, and that's Scrooged, starring Bill Murray. And when Bill's on his game, there is no one better. And it's nice to see someone take a concept that's been around for a long time and give it a nice makeover while still paying tribute to the original. Coming in at number 6 is Home Alone. And this is another classic movie from John Hughes that was a lot of fun to watch. And this film's the box office king when it comes to Christmas movies, grossing a massive $285 million domestically and over $500 million worldwide. To me, the top 5 movies are almost interchangeable. They're all that good. And rounding out the top 5 is one of the most adapted short stories in history, Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. This has been revisited, revamped, and revised well over 50 times through television specials, TV shows, and feature films. And the first feature film was made 99 years ago, and the story has stood the test of time. And the film version I like the most was the one that was made in 1951, starring Alistair Sim as Scrooge. And at number 4 is the Christmas classic, A Miracle on 34th Street, made in 1947. And what makes this film work so well is the performance by Edmund Gwynn as Kris Kringle. He is so believable, and this is one of those times where the lead actor literally makes the movie work. Number 3 is pound for pound the funniest holiday movie that I've ever seen. Christmas Vacation combines all the possible hell that comes with the holidays, along with some very warm moments. And the rant toward the end of the film, when he gets the Christmas bonus, was legendary. Coming in number 2 is probably considered by most to be the best Christmas movie ever made. And I don't think you'll find a top 5 list without it. It's a Wonderful Life is truly one of the best films ever made, and how you wish things would be or could be. I've not watched this in a long time, but I had to watch this once again before I made this video. is truly a masterpiece. And if this film doesn't move you at the end, I don't know what will. So what could possibly beat out It's a Wonderful Life? But for me, this next film is clearly my favorite holiday movie. A Christmas Story is at the top of my list because it has a rare blend of characters and humor that works perfectly. Ralphie's daydreams were hilarious, and it shows how a child's imagination could run wild. From the teacher reading his letter, to washing his mouth out with soap, to saving his family from the bad guys with his new gun. And there are some hints of crude humor, but it's done so well that it's not offensive in the least. I think what made this movie work so well was the fact that it was told through the eyes of Ralphie, and it never lost that perspective the entire film. And the narration was also a key aspect for this movie and why it worked so well. This film made the leg lamp famous, made you hate Ovaltine, and let you know you can get some Chinese food on Christmas Day. And most importantly, the famous saying, "You'll shoot your eye out, kid." This film is one that people of all ages can enjoy, and this is one I watch every year at this time. So post in the comments section your favorite Christmas movie. And finally, I just want to thank everyone that's watched my videos and supported my channel over the past year. And also, I just want to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.